And we are now live.
Yay, we're live. It's Thursday, which must mean this is Suzilla.
Yep.
Hi, Matt.
Hey, Suzie.
We are at Suzie Health Solutions, the Enrollment Center here in Wenatchee, Washington. Yes, Washington. Picking our, I don't know. And we're here talking, I don't know what we're talking about today. We never really did settle on a...
Well, you said let's talk about small business.
It's true, we did. Supporting small businesses. We were spitballing, and I guess that's the one
that is the one. It's kind of gelling into that because there is this kind of an attitude that small businesses are a luxury.
Really? Where'd that come from?
And
I am not familiar with that.
I was thinking about it this morning because we talk with at least half a dozen different small businesses in a given week.
Oh yeah, and some of this, small businesses, just because that's a lot of the people that we help insure. Mm-hmm. We are partners with small businesses. We shop small businesses.
Well,
we are a small business.
That's one of the first unspoken rules about small business. If you are a small business, you use small business.
Yes. It's not like a fight club.
It is. It is a fight club. No, you are literally fighting for your life.
Well, no, but the number one rule of Fight Club is don't talk about Fight Club. The number one rule of small businesses talk about small businesses. So it's more of a CrossFit. More of a CrossFit, yes. More of a CrossFit.
Financial CrossFit, if you will.
There you go. Everybody talks.
Everybody talks.
And you should.
And because there's, folks are talking about the economy.
Mm-hmm. Which is a big deal right now.
Which is a big deal, considering the price of certain items.
Yeah. You've probably noticed, if you're anybody who shops, that the price of things have gone up. Mm-hmm. Generally speaking, groceries is always the first thing I notice. Bigger goods are definitely a concern. We're looking at I'm putting this away. You always give me such a hard time.
I do, because attention matters.
I am paying attention. So the price of things has definitely adjusted.
Yeah.
Because the cost of making goods has adjusted. It all goes, it trickles everywhere.
There's 100 different reasons why things adjust. Vox had a good article about, what items has inflation hit that's impacted people. Because it doesn't impact people evenly.
No, it doesn't.
A good example was a gal was buying bacon for her son's bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches, and the pack went from $8.99 to $12.99.
Yeah, I saw that today. I saw it yesterday when we were making BLTs.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of those things that small businesses aren't always able to sit there and adjust. They're going to have to adjust what they charge.
Yeah, you can't just absorb a $2 a pound change. And it's probably a smaller package on top of it all.
It could be because of shrinkflation. Meat's one of those things that we've seen over the last 2 years that have fluctuated greatly in prices.
Yeah, absolutely.
And availability.
Yeah. There was definitely some supply chain situations there. Cost of ranching went up because of the cost of this and that and the other thing. There's so many different variables. Exactly, that was what I was looking for.
And the only way you're going to understand those variables is if you get into and have honest conversations with people you're doing business from, people you're purchasing from.
And a big corporation, they're not going to have that conversation with you, but the gal who runs the corner store will probably have that conversation with you.
And that, because one of the things that we do in small businesses is if you're running it well, you're going to have matrices. You measure things. So you get a better understanding on how to better run your business.
Metrics?
Matrix.
Okay.
You grid out numbers.
Oh, okay.
One of the classic things was one of our local small grocers.
Yes.
Who does wonderful fruits and vegetables in downtown Wenatchee.
course, our local farmers, small farmers, big farmers, everybody that wants to sell her vegetables.
She posted on one of the local boards, that's designed to be supportive to small businesses, because that's literally what that face group page is supposed to be. However, you could see this buzzsaw of negative attitudes towards the small business, because she mentioned that they were down several $1,000s from the month before.
They were.
And
Their particular July was very difficult for a lot of reasons, and they were down quite a bit financially.
And one of the things came up was, well, if you were open during mornings, I'd be there. And she actually has a point of purchase system that tracks on when people do purchases. There was no one coming in the mornings, therefore it didn't justify a morning shift because that costs labor.
Yeah, one person coming in once a week does not justify being open 8 hours. Over the course of a week, because she went from like 10 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Yeah.
And because payroll costs money.
Yeah.
Utilities cost money.
You're gonna pay utilities regardless.
Yes, and you might reduce by not having the lights turned on.
And not so
not
much.
significantly.
Yeah, not anymore with the LEDs.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so that's either way. It's mostly payroll.
Yeah, it's
and the fact that she has a life to lead and a lot of and had some things in her, and so she if she wanted to do that, she would have had to have somebody she hired probably in those hours, which is payroll, or herself, which is payroll.
Let's look at that.
Okay.
It's payroll. This means that if more people supported her and were doing those morning hours, she could hire more people.
It's true.
That's literally on how commerce works.
Okay, so here's how she could start. If she opens at noon.
Yeah.
If she started having 3 or 4 people there at the break of noon, that could justify backing up to 11.
Yeah.
If she had 3 or 4 people staying there every morning at the break of 11, that would justify backing it up till 10. Unless there is already people lined up for that hour, in her situation, that's...
You have to encourage small businesses to take risks.
Yes, and
because it is a risk that we lose money, because we're putting our money forward in investing in the community and investing in these resources, and if they're not used, we lose.
Yeah.
It's not, oh, I'm sorry, I don't get a paycheck. No, it's, it can be as far as, I lose my business, I lose my livelihood, I have to go work for someone else.
Yeah, that's important.
And that's really important, because these small businesses are a risk, and it takes a different sort of attitude to set up a small business.
It does.
And